Meet Aoyama, the only anime character who's more terrified of dirt than villains are of talk no jutsu. And no, this isn't just I like things clean. This man treats germs like they personally disrespected his entire family tree. We're talking full-blown cleanliness obsession. Try to shake his hand? Denied. Hand him something? Rejected. Breathe a little too close? Congrats, you just got dodged like Goku on Ultra Instinct. Forget social distancing, Aoyama invented it before it was even a thing. But here's the twist. This clean freak isn't just wiping tables, he's an absolute beast on the field. A star player for Japan's U-16 national team. During a match, his team gets a corner, and this dude casually bends the ball into the goal like physics just gave up. Crowd goes wild. Teammates rush in to celebrate, and Aoyama starts dodging them mid-celebration. Not because he's shy, not because he's humble, but because sweat plus human contact equals biological warfare. Imagine scoring the winning goal, and your biggest enemy is your teammate's deodorant. Despite being a national-level prodigy, Aoyama goes to a regular school, Fuji High, barely talks, keeps to himself, still somehow has celebrity status. And the moment he spots dirt, oh, it's over. Something awakens inside him, a primal urge to sanitize. First, he cleans the mess. Then he cleans himself. Because priorities, students literally gather around just to watch him clean, like it's a live show. And somehow everyone's impressed, except the germs fighting. But one guy, Keiru, is not having it. He thinks Aoyama's attitude is straight up disrespectful. But Coach Miwa? She couldn't care less. As far as she's concerned, Aoyama's skills are so cracked, they cancel out every weird thing he does. One night, Keiru heads to the clubroom and spots a girl sneaking a peek inside. The moment she sees him, she dips like she just got exposed in 4K. Curious, he looks inside, and almost passes out. Aoyama is in there, polishing every single football. Not cleaning, polishing. Those balls are shining so hard they look factory new. Coach Miwa casually walks in and says, yeah, he does this every day. This man treats footballs better than most people treat their relationships. Next day, enter Akira Takahashi, captain of Minami High, also a U-16 national player. And like everyone else, he's a huge Aoyama fan. But he's not here to admire, he wants Aoyama to transfer to his school. Aoyama politely declines. Because loyalty matters, and maybe Fuji's bathrooms are just cleaner. So Takahashi does what any anime rival would do, he challenges Fuji High to a match. Game starts, and boom, Takahashi's team scores almost instantly. And then, this man celebrates by flexing his abs in front of Aoyama. Bro really thinks he's in a fitness commercial instead of a football match. Aoyama's face? Completely blank. No reaction, no emotion, just nothing. But the moment he gets the ball, it's over. He glides past defenders like they're training cones and fires in a clean, beautiful goal. The crowd explodes. Even his own teammates are like, wait, he can do that too? And of course, they rush in to celebrate, and once again, Aoyama is gone. Man starts sprinting away like human contact is a boss battle. Imagine outrunning your own hype squad. That's crazy. Now Takahashi realizes, yeah, this isn't working. So in the second half, he switches strategies. Also, quick side note, this guy is still weirdly obsessed with his abs. Like bro, we get it skull. Anyway, the new plan is simple, don't let Aoyama touch the ball. Keiru is literally one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and still misses. That's not a skill issue, that's a life issue. But even after fumbling that hard, Keiru still blames Aoyama. Make it make sense. And then, the weather decides to join the match. Rain starts pouring. The field turns into a muddy battlefield. Takahashi's team is still leading. And Aoyama? He just stops. Not injured, not tired, just standing there. Because stepping into mud equals dirty shoes. And dirty shoes equals emotional damage. There are only minutes left, and this man is frozen like a showroom mannequin. But then his teammates remind him, this game actually matters. And something finally clicks. Aoyama might hate dirt, but he hates losing even more. Now that's character development. He steps back in. Mud? Ignored. Trauma? Delayed. He starts dribbling through players like nothing matters, scores one goal. Tie game. Then immediately runs it back, scores again. Game over. Mud is flying everywhere. His shoes are absolutely ruined. But hey, victory hits way cleaner than defeat. The crowd goes insane. Teammates rush him again, and once again, he sprints away like his life depends on it. Some things never change. Now enter Mocha Goto. And yeah, she's been in love with Aoyama since elementary school. Those childhood memories hit her so hard, she basically unlocked stalker mode. Whenever Aoyama is cleaning, she's watching from the shadows like it's her favorite Netflix series. And when no one's around, she sneaks in, and cleans even more. One day, the team walks into the clubroom, everything is spotless. Which is normal, but then they open their lockers, and their clothes are perfectly clean too. Now that is suspicious. They immediately assume it's Aoyama, but he shuts that down instantly. Says he'd rather die than touch their dirty clothes. Respectfully, that's savage. And this keeps happening, again, and again. So the team comes up with a genius theory, maybe, a cleaning fairy visits us at night. Yeah, full-grown high school boys, believing in a cleaning fairy instead of using basic logic. But one day, Aoyama finally catches the culprit. And surprise, it's Mocha, the cleaning fairy. She freezes. Like a thief who just got exposed. You'd expect Aoyama to react, maybe thank her, or at least say something normal. But no, this man walks up to her, and instead of emotions, he gives her detergent advice. Explains which brand works better and how she can clean more efficiently. Bro turned a stalker confession into a product review. Then casually, he calls her by her name. And that moment hits Mocha harder than any love confession ever could. Mocha can't even believe it. Aoyama actually remembers her name. Then the rest of the team walks in, and oh, they are not happy. Seeing Aoyama alone with a girl? Yeah, that's already suspicious. But the second they find out she's been cleaning the club room, and their clothes? Instant mood switch. Now she's not weird, she's a national treasure. The captain walks up, impressed, and offers her the role of team manager. And she accepts immediately. Girl is glowing like she just got promoted to CEO of cleanliness. One day, Aoyama is showering at the club, and one of his teammates builds up the courage to do something insane. He grabs Aoyama's towel, and starts sniffing it. Yeah, sniffing. And not just once, this man goes full fragrance critic. Presses it to his face like he just discovered the greatest scent in human history. When the others ask what he's doing, he says the smell is so heavenly, he can't even describe it. And just like that, the rumor spreads across the school faster than exam leaks. Next day, chaos. Students flood the field, not for football, not for practice, but for a chance to smell the legendary towel. The whole place turns into a black market perfume auction. People are desperate. It's madness. Thankfully, Mocha, now the official manager, is ready, armed with a nail-studded bat like a full-time bodyguard. She's out here protecting Aoyama like he's a national security asset, but the crowd is massive. Even she's struggling to hold them back. Meanwhile, Aoyama is doing what he does best, dodging people left and right like his personal space is under attack. Finally, Keiru steps in and yells at everyone to back off. And somehow, it works. His aura alone is enough to shut everyone down. But later, when Keiru is alone in the club room, curiosity wins. He trips, falls, and lands near the towel. And slowly, he sniffs it, and the moment he does, he mentally teleports straight into a peaceful childhood memory with his mom. Yeah, this man starts crying over a towel. Right then, Aoyama walks in, sees the whole situation, and for the first time, he's genuinely shocked. Keiru panics, tries to explain, but Aoyama just steps back and says he doesn't need the towel anymore. Keiru can just burn it. No anger, no emotion, just pure, savage cleanliness standards. Now it's time for the next official match, against Tada Academy. With Aoyama on the team, this should be an easy win. But the enemy? They came prepared. The opposing captain's girlfriend, Kana, knows exactly how Aoyama works, and she decides to exploit it. While Aoyama is busy cleaning his gear, she offers to help. Now normally, Aoyama would never accept help, but this time, he falls right into the trap. The moment they enter the room, she locks the door. Match starts, without Aoyama, and as expected, the team starts falling apart, because without him, they're basically playing on hard mode. Meanwhile inside, Aoyama tries to handle the situation calmly, because physically pushing her away? Yeah, that would require touching her, and that is absolutely not happening. But Kana takes it even further. She starts removing her clothes, planning to frame him if someone walks in. But Aoyama? He's not that easy to trap. This man instantly drops to the floor, and pretends to faint. Kana is stunned. She did not see that move coming. But here's the thing, she forgot about one person. Mocha, the sweet, slightly unhinged manager, who is currently searching the entire building, like a heat-seeking missile locked onto Aoyama. Mocha finally finds them, and goes full horror movie mode. She chases Kana out with a nail-studded bat like she's the final boss of a survival game. Kana? Gone. Mission failed. Now you'd think Aoyama would rush straight to the field, right? Nope. This man looks around, sees the mess, and starts cleaning the room first. Because priorities. Only after everything is spotless, he casually joins the match, and in just 15 minutes, scores 4 goals, by himself. Game over. Later, we meet another clean freak, Narita. But unlike Aoyama, this guy hides his obsession like it's a criminal secret. He's actually relieved no one knows. Plot twist, both him and Aoyama play the same online RPG, and in-game, they're completely different people. Confident, social, fearless, basically everything they're not in real life. It's kind of poetic. Germaphobes by day, legendary warriors by night. But one day, Narita gets dragged into a mess. A girl's uniform goes missing, and because he's quiet and suspiciously calm, everyone immediately blames him. When he finds out, he runs. Not because he's guilty, but because he wants to avoid being touched. Of course, that makes him look even more guilty. Now the whole school is chasing him like he just robbed a bank. And then, Aoyama shows up, holding the missing uniform. He calmly explains, there's no way Narita would touch something that dirty. And honestly, that logic hits hard. Everyone immediately realizes they messed up and apologizes. Narita is shocked, because somehow, Aoyama figured out his secret. But hey, a clean freak always recognizes another clean freak. It's basically a hidden society. Soon, Fujihai faces another team. And remember that one guy who sniffed Aoyama's towel? Yeah, his name is Gino. He acts like a total clown, but he's got a special talent. This man can juggle a football, using his cheeks. Peak athletic innovation. His energy keeps the team hyped. But when he finds out they're playing against his old middle school, everything changes. Back then, his teammates treated him so badly, he had to quit. So during the match, he freezes completely. Defense falls apart, opponent scores, and before halftime, Gino just shuts down. Overwhelmed, he locks himself in the bathroom, feeling like he's dragging the whole team down. And guess who he finds inside? Aoyama, cleaning the restroom. Of course he is. Aoyama tells him straight, there's no point living in the past. He's not that same weak version anymore. Now, he's someone the team actually trusts, and that hits deep. Back on the field, the opponents surround Aoyama, trying to shut him down. But he slips through like it's nothing, and delivers a perfect pass to Gino. This is his moment. Gino activates his ultimate weapon, the legendary cheek juggling technique, and scores. Crowd goes insane. Fujihai wins. And just like that, Gino is smiling again, like his old self is finally back. But of course, this is the main character school, so we're not done with weird people yet. Next up, Asuma Yuzaki, a successful manga artist. His manga is so popular, it's literally getting an anime adaptation, and everyone at school loves it. But here's the twist, no one knows he's the author. He stays anonymous on purpose, so he can observe real reactions, and improve his work. Smart move. One day, he decides Aoyama is perfect inspiration for a new character. Cold, distant, popular, basically, untouchable. So like any totally normal artist, he starts secretly following Aoyama around, watching him, analyzing him, studying his behavior like he's writing a thesis called, The Psychology of a Handsome Germaphobe. But here's the problem, Yuzaki is not impressed. Because despite being loved by literally everyone, Aoyama barely acknowledges anyone, keeps his distance, acts like human interaction is optional. And now Yuzaki's thinking, is this guy actually cool, or just emotionally unavailable with good looks? And honestly, that question might be more dangerous than any opponent Aoyama has faced so far. So what does he do? Like any slightly unhinged manga artist, he turns Aoyama into a villain. He creates a new character, Wizard-sama, cold, ruthless, obsessed with cleanliness. And when I say obsessed, I mean this man is ready to purify the entire planet. He literally commands an army of zombies to help him sanitize humanity. Yeah, this is basically Aoyama if he snapped and decided disinfectant equals justice. Yuzaki designed him to be hated, a terrifying villain, a warning. But instead, the readers love him. Wizard-sama blows up. Fan discussions, forums, school gossip. This man takes over everything. Meanwhile, the actual main character? Yeah, he's basically background decoration now. And here's the funniest part, so Yuzaki tries to fix it. He makes Wizard-sama even darker, more evil, more unhinged. But guess what? Fans love him even more. At one point, people straight up start calling it, the Wizard-sama manga. Merch sells out, toys everywhere. Some genius even opens a Wizard-sama themed cafe. Social media? Flooded with edits. Wizard-sama is basically trending 24/7. Every attempt to ruin him fails, so Yuzaki pulls his final move. He turns Wizard-sama into a shameless playboy. And finally, it works. Popularity drops. The main character rises again. But now, the publishers are mad. Sales go down. And they demand one thing, bring Wizard-sama back. So Yuzaki brings back the original version, cold, clean, ruthless, and instantly. Meanwhile, Aoyama casually reveals he's also good at basketball. But there's a condition, he has to wear gloves. The moment his hands are covered, this man turns into Stephen Curry with hygiene insurance. Now if there's anyone at school on his level, it's Mio Odajirai. She's tall, confident, and honestly pretty cool. But there's one problem, she cannot score. At all. Like seriously, even a random person might accidentally make a basket. Mio? Misses every single time. And yet, she doesn't quit. Instead, she goes straight to Aoyama for advice. Now you'd expect some detailed explanation, angles, technique, wrist control. But Aoyama just says, feel the ball. That's it, that's the advice. Later during a game, Mio finally gets the perfect chance. She jumps, shoots, it's going in, and then, she misses. Again, the ball flies off, but midair, Aoyama casually taps it, redirects it perfectly into the basket. Point scored. Mio is overjoyed. She rushes to thank him, and taps his shoulder. And instantly, everyone freezes. Because touching Aoyama? That's basically illegal at this point. But this time, he doesn't collapse. Even Aoyama is confused. So he decides to test it. Calls another girl. Tells her to touch him. She does, and he immediately drops to the floor. Yeah, back to normal. Conclusion? Mio is different. At this point, it's basically confirmed. She's not just a teammate, she's a plot device. From that moment, a strange, but genuine bond starts forming between them. And just like that, our clean freak king story keeps getting weirder, funnier, and somehow, even more wholesome. And relax, when I say physical contact, I mean wholesome sports contact. Don't let your imagination start sprinting ahead skull. Aoyama and Mio's bond keeps growing stronger day by day. But the school? Yeah, they're not having it. Rumors start spreading. Are they dating? And just like that, the entire fanbase of delusional Aoyama admirers starts collapsing. One day, Aoyama invites Mio to watch his match, and every time he makes a good play, he runs over, high five. Simple, but for Aoyama, that's huge. Watching from a distance, Mocha. And yeah, it hurts. Because let's be honest, she's been Aoyama's #1 stalker since day one. But even she realizes something important: Aoyama is still human. He deserves someone he can celebrate with, without passing out mid-celebration. Thankfully, the dating rumors eventually die down. And the crowd? Back to simping like nothing ever happened. But Fuji High? Peaceful? Yeah, not a chance. Enter Sasa Amamiya, undefeated judo champion. Absolute menace. No one can beat this guy. And then one day, he just quits judo, joins the football team. And no, it's not because of Aoyama. It's because of Mocha. He fell for her. Unfortunately for him, Mocha is already a full-time member of the Aoyama fan club. She's literally walking around with an I Red Heart Aoyama shirt. Subtlety? Never heard of it. When Amamiya realizes he's competing with Mr. Spotless himself, he does something unexpected. He invites both Aoyama and Mocha to the zoo. And this scene? Pure comedy. At the zoo, Aoyama is watching animals. Mocha is watching Aoyama. And Amamiya is watching Mocha watching Aoyama. Meanwhile, the boys are spying from a distance. Convinced Amamiya is trying to steal Mocha. And they're like, no way this tall, muscular judo star is losing to Mr. Disinfectant. But here's the twist: Amamiya doesn't force anything. He doesn't compete. He doesn't interfere. Instead, he gives Mocha more time with Aoyama. Because sometimes, loving someone means wanting them to be happy, even if it's not with you. Respect. Now switching gears, we find out Coach Miwa is a hardcore football anime fan. Like, full fan mode. She even owns a body pillow of her favorite character. Yeah, she's committed. So after watching an anime training camp episode, she decides, we're doing that. And just like that, training camp is on. Budget? Not a problem. Because of course, Keiru's family is rich. So they head to his family's beach resort, for free. Because anime logic always includes one rich friend. And you already know, beach episode time. Mio and the girls show up in swimsuits, and instantly, the boys forget football exists. Training? Gone. Focus? Deleted. They even start losing practice matches to the girls. Even Aoyama struggles, because stealing the ball without touching anyone? Yeah, not easy. At one point, his foot accidentally touches Mocha, and she ascends. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That one moment is probably replaying in her head in slow motion for the next 3 to 5 business days. Later, they visit a haunted location to test courage. But there's one problem. It's dirty. Very dirty. So Aoyama can't function. He starts cleaning, and by the time he's done, that abandoned horror spot looks like a 5-star hotel lobby. Honestly, the ghosts probably left out of embarrassment. After the camp, back to regular life. And then, a beautiful girl from another school approaches them. Aoyama's expression changes. He recognizes her. Now the boys are like, oh yeah, this is about to be some rom-com drama. So naturally, they start following him. But instead of drama, they end up outside the house of Sergio Ibuki, a famous football star from Spain's national team. And inside, they see something completely unexpected. Aoyama is cooking dinner for him. Yeah, let that sink in. Turns out, Aoyama has been cooking for this international football star for a while now. At this point, you're probably realizing something. Aoyama isn't just clean. He's not just talented. This man is built different. And honestly, we've only scratched the surface of his perfectly sanitized chaos. So yeah, turns out Aoyama didn't just meet that pro player. He actually beat him in a one-on-one. Light work. And that's not even the wild part. Back when Aoyama played on the youth team, Seigo was his teammate. And the girl from earlier? That's Kurara, Seigo's girlfriend. They're both close to Aoyama, but lately, their relationship's been kinda shaky. Kurara cooks healthy, nutritious meals for him. You know, balanced diet, athlete lifestyle. And Seigo? Complains. Says it doesn't taste good. Bro said, I want flavor, not fitness. Naturally, Kurara gets upset, because she's doing all this out of love. And somehow, Aoyama steps in as the relationship therapist. He explains to Seigo, she's not trying to ruin your life, she just doesn't want you to ruin your body. And just like that, everything clicks. Seigo finally understands. Not gonna lie, that was unexpectedly wholesome. Back at school, we meet Kazama. This guy gets inspired by Aoyama, and copies his hairstyle. And suddenly, he starts playing better. Girls notice him more too. Moral of the story? Haircut plus confidence equals instant buff. Meanwhile, Keiru is suffering. Because thanks to this glow-up, he loses his forward position. Imagine losing your spot? Not because someone trained harder, but because they copied another dude's haircut. That's pain. So Keiru goes to Mocha for help, and she agrees to train him. But there's one problem. He's really bad. Like, even with an empty goalpost, he still misses. At this point, you gotta ask, is he allergic to scoring? Even Mocha is confused. Like, how is this physically possible? And then, Keiru's rich dad shows up, clapping, smiling, proud, and then casually says, don't worry, I'll just bribe the coach. Yeah, that just happened. Mocha hears that, and instantly activates boss mode. She knocks both father and son to the ground, respectfully. After that, she trains Keiru all night, full hardcore training arc. And finally, he improves. Not amazing, but now he can at least score 50% of the time when the goal is wide open. Progress. Meanwhile, Kazama's Aoyama haircut buff expires, and he goes right back to being the teen clown. Yeah, that hairstyle DLC had a time limit. At the same time, Aoyama starts getting offers. Top schools, better facilities, special treatment, basically everything you'd expect for a national-level prodigy. And the team? Starts panicking, because if Aoyama leaves, Fuji High is done. Even Keiru tells him, if you've got better opportunities, you should take them. But Aoyama says nothing. And now everyone's wondering, why would someone this talented stay in such an average school? At this point, everyone's asking the same question. Why is someone as talented and famous as Aoyama staying at a normal school? And it's not just him. Even Keiru comes from a rich family. So why are these elite players choosing to stay here? Before anyone gets answers, the next big match begins. Fuji High versus Karai High. A team known for one thing, an unbreakable defense. People say no one can get past them. And for once, that actually seems true. Even Aoyama is struggling. No matter what he tries, he just can't score. Meanwhile, Karai's strikers are cooking, goal after goal. And to make things worse, Aoyama gets covered in mud while trying to defend. Yeah, the Clean King is completely dirty. Emotional damage level? Max. Only minutes left. And if things keep going like this, it's over. Then suddenly, Keiru spots someone in the crowd. His mother. First time in 5 years. And that moment changes everything. He locks in. Suddenly, the ball sticks to his feet like he activated cheat codes. He starts scoring, again and again, dragging the team back into the game. Seeing this, Aoyama snaps back too. Now both of them are going off. Goals start raining. And just like that, they flip the entire match. Victory. After the game, Keiru's mom praises him, and then immediately leaves. In a helicopter. Yes, a helicopter. Their reunion lasted 5 minutes, and she's gone again. Anime parents are built different. Later, more scouts approach Aoyama. Even better offers. Elite schools. Top facilities. And he rejects all of them. Now his teammates are done waiting. They demand answers. Why are you staying at Fuji High? And Aoyama's answer? Legendary. Because their jersey color is white, and white equals cleanliness. That's it. No speech about friendship, no dreams, no emotional backstory. Just pure aesthetic hygiene preference. And honestly, that is the most Aoyama answer possible. So yeah, that wraps up part 1 of this chaotic masterpiece.